Welcome to Extraordinary. I'm your host, Thai Legend. Today on Extraordinary, imagine dedicating your life to serving the poorest, only to face a profound spiritual crisis, a feeling of utter abandonment by the God you serve. Today, we explore how even in the face of such darkness, love, not unwavering faith, can be the most powerful force for change, a lesson that might redefine your own understanding of purpose. The stench of suffering clung to everything in that dimly lit room. You can smell it now, can't you? Antiseptic mixed with decay, the quiet rasp of a dying man's breath. A frail woman, her white sari stark against the shadows, gently wipes his brow. Her name is Mother Teresa, and in this moment, she is both completely broken and entirely whole. A single tear falls, blending her sorrow with his pain. And in this instant, a question burns: what transforms human compassion from a fleeting emotion into an unstoppable force? Agnes Bojaxhiu wasn't born a saint. She was a spirited girl from Macedonia, shaped by loss and possibility. When her father died suddenly, leaving her family vulnerable and exposed, something profound awakened inside her. This wasn't just childhood grief. It was a visceral understanding of human fragility that would define her entire life. Imagine an 8-year-old girl watching her world collapse. Most would retreat, become bitter. But Agnes, she absorbed the pain, let it transform her. Her empathy wasn't soft. It was a razor-sharp awareness that vulnerability connects us all. At 18, she made a decision that would alter humanity's landscape. Leaving her family to become a nun wasn't a career choice. It was a declaration of war against indifference. Picture her face, resolute, eyes blazing with an inner fire that would later illuminate the darkest corners of human suffering. This wasn't a gentle departure. This was a complete renunciation of everything familiar, a burning of bridges, a leap into the absolute unknown. As a child, Agnes was different. While other children played, she was drawn to the forgotten, the discarded. Her empathy wasn't a choice. It was a living, breathing force that pulled her toward pain like a magnet. Her classmates didn't understand. They teased, they misunderstood, but each moment of isolation was actually preparing her for a mission larger than anyone could comprehend. Teaching at St. Mary's Convent seemed safe, predictable, orderly, but then Calcutta happened. The Bengal famine wasn't a distant news report. It was a visceral, inescapable reality that shattered her carefully constructed world. Suffering became personal. Her heart grew restless. A tension began building in her soul, a quiet, unrelenting force that no amount of prayer or study could quiet. Imagine a crowded train in 1946. Calcutta to Darjeeling, oppressive heat, bodies pressed together, a cacophony of sounds, and in this suffocating environment, something extraordinary occurs. Her call within a call isn't a heavenly vision. It's a desperate, urgent plea echoing within her soul. The train's claustrophobia mirrors her inner turbulence. This isn't a gentle invitation. It's a command she cannot, will not ignore. 5 rupees, basic medical training, and an audacious courage that defies logic. She leaves the convent security and steps into Calcutta's merciless slums. This isn't careful planning. This is pure, radical commitment. The stakes, not just her comfort, but her entire life. And in that moment of absolute vulnerability, something fundamental shifts. Picture her white sari against the squalor, a beacon of hope in a landscape of despair. This isn't strategy. This is raw, unfiltered human connection. Her first school, a patch of dirt. Her first classroom, no walls. Her first students, children society had forgotten. Each moment was a defiance of accepted boundaries, a radical reimagining of what's possible. Church leaders watched her with skepticism. They questioned everything, her methods, her motives, the very foundation of her approach. These weren't mere disagreements. These were fundamental battles between tradition and radical transformation. And the more she accomplished, the more questions arose. Her rising success became their greatest point of contention. If you're enjoying Extraordinary, please like, subscribe, and scan the QR code for our free 7-day email course, The Breakthrough Blueprint. Turn setbacks into comebacks using tactics of great underdogs like Stephen Hawking and Lincoln. Now, back to the episode. Success and spiritual darkness are not opposites. They are, sometimes, two sides of the same extraordinary coin. Despite founding the Missionaries of Charity, despite rescuing children from war-torn Beirut, despite cradling the dying in Calcutta's gutters, Mother Teresa experienced a profound spiritual emptiness. But this wasn't weakness. This was her most profound strength. Her spiritual darkness wasn't a failure of faith. It was a deeper understanding of human suffering. By feeling abandoned, she could truly comprehend the abandonment experienced by those she served. Each moment of perceived divine silence was actually a masterclass in empathy. Imagine performing miracles while feeling completely alone. Imagine serving millions while believing God has forgotten you. This was her daily reality. She rescued orphans. She negotiated with world leaders. She touched the untouchable. And through it all, she wrestled with a silence so profound it could have destroyed a lesser spirit. But not her. Her work wasn't about grand gestures. It was about small, persistent acts of love. Each bandage, each gentle touch, each moment of human connection was an act of defiance against suffering. She didn't wait for perfect conditions. She acted, immediately, constantly. The Missionaries of Charity grew from a handful of members to over 4,000 sisters serving in 123 countries. But numbers don't tell her story. Impact does. She showed the world that love isn't a feeling, it's a choice. A relentless, daily commitment to see the humanity in every person, especially those society has discarded. Here's where her story becomes your story. You're sitting here, reading about a woman who transformed global understanding of compassion. But what will you do? Will you wait for perfect conditions? Or will you start, right now, with whatever you have? Mother Teresa didn't start with resources. She started with 5 rupees and an unshakable commitment. She found her God not in grand cathedrals, but in the eyes of the dying, not in celestial revelations, but in human touch. Your 5 rupees might be a skill, a moment of kindness, a small act of courage. In her final years, Mother Teresa understood something profound. Light isn't something that happens to you, it's something you generate, from within, through action, through love. Her spiritual darkness wasn't a void, it was a crucible, transforming her, and through her, transforming the world. Your move. Will you choose love? Will you start exactly where you are with exactly what you have? The world is waiting. On the next episode of Extraordinary, imagine if, after witnessing Mother Teresa's unwavering love in the face of Calcutta's despair, you were transported to a world where that love was tested by unimaginable evil. What if our hero, driven by guilt and empathy, found themselves in Krakow's shadows, fighting against indifference and genocide? Join us next week as Oskar Schindler's story unfolds, proving once again that humanitarian heroes come from the most unexpected places. Please like, subscribe, and scan the QR code or follow the pinned link to get our free 7-day email course, The Breakthrough Blueprint. 7 days, 7 ordinary to extraordinary transformations. Rewrite your story using the exact frameworks that built empires from nothing. Click the video that just popped up to watch the next one in this series. Or for episode summaries, behind-the-scenes info, and more, go to daily8.com/EO. Thanks for watching.